Hello, friends. Welcome back. It's Sam from Sam's Disney Diary, and that is the blue-haired plugger himself, Greg from Fantasyland News. Blue hair, I got my Disney Day, D23 Day at Disneyland News. It is my ears. It's August 14th, 2024, and holy cow, Greg, do we have lots to talk about.
Do we have lots to talk about? What are you talking about, Sam? We got nothing this week. Nothing happened at D23. Nothing was announced. Nothing like, I don't know, Test Track, Spaceship Earth Lounge, Mando and Grogu, Smuggler's Run overlay, Monstropolis or Monsters Inc. Land, plus a coaster coming. We got Tropicals America with Encanto, Indiana Jones, Disney Story, Animal Carousel, Zootopia, Zoogether, whatever we're going to call it. We have a Pirates Tavern, Disney Starlight Nighttime Parade, Beyond, Big Thunder Mountain, Cars Land, Villains Land. And before we get started, everybody check your nostalgia at the door.
That's right.
We're going to be discussing a lot of stuff.
We are, and all that's at Walt Disney World. You didn't even talk about Disneyland and the cool stuff happening there, especially at Disney's California Adventure, but all that and more. We'll see how much we can cover. We'll be right back. Greg, we got ourselves through D23 Day at Disneyland. I got my Jabba. It is the best. Love it. I also got my sipper cup. Oh, there's Jabba. I just closed him up.
Jabba doesn't stop. Jabba in my house has been put away and hidden because it stares at people while they're eating.
That's good. I do like this here. Look at the head. How about Ghost?
Oh, it does light up. See, we were discussing that in the brightest part of the day, whether that lit up.
But anyway, dude, we have so much to talk about. D23 Expo is here. It's gone. Thank all of you for joining us. It was amazing, and it's hard to believe that everything we're going to talk about was in one panel, the big Horizons panel, the Parks Expo, and there's so much other stuff to talk about, which we'll get to, but that's why we got something to talk about every week. Right?
We're not even going to talk about Deadpool taking over D23, are we? Because
we're not.
That was all part of this Parks panel. There was so much going on. Sam, also, you and I, amazing time out at Disneyland and at D23. Thank you, sir, all for that. But let's get right into this because, listen, if you're watching right now. We're not going to
talk about the Boyd was on the show floor. We're not going to talk about that. Lucasfilm had the Boyd on the show floor. Oh, my gosh.
I just did an article about that, my friend. You got to go to Fantasyland News and read the article about ILM's The Volume. By the way,
that's right.
Just so if you're aware, we will get to Villains Land. We will get to Cars Land. We will be talking about Tom Sawyer Island. But you're going to have to wait for 3 other parks first because we're starting off
Yeah,
where,
so let's
Sam?
go with the easiest one first, right? And by the way, 2 weeks ago, and it's been a little while since we've been here together. You and I were together at Expo, but before that, I was on a cruise ship in the middle of nowhere. So it's good to be back. It's good to be live.
Thank you, everybody.
We talked about Epcot briefly. We got a couple of announcements. We knew about Test Track. We found some concept art. It looks great. It looks good.
It looks great, but they also announced more information about it. It's going to be a harken back to the history of cars and evolution of the cars. You go through these six stages of grief first before you get 6 stages of grief.
Was for oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it, dude. Before Test Track, it was
World of Motion.
World of Motion.
It's 6 stages of grief for World of Motion. So you go through 6 scenes beforehand, before you go on the next chapter in the motion journey. New scenes are going to be added. It's going to be technologically advanced about how lifestyles and relationships to mobility connect everyone. It looks, look, they're doing an amazing job.
Haley Mills was indeed there.
They're going to have the money behind it to put into this. So it's exciting.
It is exciting. Love it. It's awesome. I see Holly's note out there. How Haley Mills was there. That's another conversation, another day. The video is going to come to Sam Stacey Diary soon. But let's move on to Epcot to the next thing that they talked about, which was something we didn't see coming, but it's awesome. A new lounge is headed to Epcot.
And you know what? I think this is a smart decision by Disney. This will be in Spaceship Earth. So they're probably going to take out that little gaming room that nobody really spends time in. The technology is very old in there. You know what? Yeah, as long as you don't make it into a DVC lounge, make it into a real lounge for real people. I'm good for it. Not real people. DVC are real people too. That's not what I'm saying.
Well, what I'm looking at in this concept art, Greg, this is the Siemens corporate lounge that was in Spaceship Earth that's being converted over. So I wouldn't hear anything about Project Tomorrow or Spaceship Earth in general, but this is an awesome use of space. This has got to be the best view of World Celebration Garden. Absolutely amazing. I can only imagine what this is like with the music for Luminous pumped in. I would love to see this thing.
Love the lamps, love the style, love the classic look with the new overlay, fireworks in the background. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful concept art.
The only 2 things we got at Epcot. I'm good with it.
That's all we got at Epcot, but you know what? Epcot just finished its transformation. It's time to give some other parks some love.
Yep.
So let's head over to Hollywood Studios, jump on the Skyliner and head on over. And the first thing we got there was interesting because they're making some changes to Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run. But these changes aren't going to happen until 2026, and they're going to coincide with the release of the movie Mandalorian and Grogu, and it will feature those 2 characters in Millennium Falcon's Smuggler's Run.
So, Sam, you and I are both Star Wars fans.
Absolutely.
Love Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. Does this change the story and the timeline of Galaxy's Edge? Are we shifting the timeline a bit to force Mando and Grogu in there and to bring in something that more people can associate and love the IP?
I'm going to say yes, because there's a couple of reasons. Well, number one, you're in an attraction, but you have broken the timeline. Now, my big thought immediately was, is this going to change the Hondo Ohnaka animatronic, right? Are we going to get Mandalorian in there? But then I also thought, Hondo is looking for bounty hunters and Mando is still a bounty hunter. So who knows really what's going to happen there? I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see how they do this.
I'm looking at a little bit of a change to Galaxy's Edge that probably is needed, I think, to bring a little bit more people in. Hey, Sam, by the way, can you adjust your camera a little bit? Put it into focus. There you go. You're a little out of focus. I'm looking at Fuzzy Sam.
You know why I was out of focus? I'll tell you why. Because of my playing with.
That's why. Now bring it back. There it is. It's getting better. You're still a.
No, keep going. We'll fix it.
We'll fix it. Moving on. So look, it's a good change. It's going to bring more people into Smuggler's Run. People love Smuggler's Run. Sam, I'm going to tell you a quick secret about Smuggler's Run. I learned my family and I will not survive the zombie apocalypse because we cannot work together on Smuggler's Run. We're all dead.
All right. Moving on. I think it does change the timeline. It'll be interesting to see how they end up.
And I love it. I love it. I love that change. I think it's important.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on because we got another big announcement at Hollywood Studios, and that is Monstropolis.
Monster Inc. Land. I don't know what we're calling it. I think it's Monstropolis. What a big, you bring out on stage at Disney's Horizon, a Disney Experience showcase. You bring Billy Crystal out.
That was awesome.
To make this announcement. I don't think any of us had this on our bingo cards.
No.
Now, I know this floated around years ago. Everybody wanted a Monsters Inc. Version of the Door roller coaster from when Monsters Inc. first came out. A lot of talk about it back in the day. And then finally to get it was just blew people away.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that Disney announced this. And what they really said about this was, look, construction on this one is going to begin next year on the first full land dedicated to Monsters, Inc. And it will be at Hollywood Studios. The land will feature the first suspension coaster ever at a Disney park where guest experience going zooming through the doors of the Vault Factory like Mike and Sully did.
Super cool. Can't wait to ride this. We have a little more concept art around
this. Before we move on, I did point this out to you. I would like to point this out there. So that's the head of Monsters, Inc. Down there, I love the slide. There is a Sully slide. Yeah. What they've taken out of the parks recently has been a lot of the playgrounds and a lot of the kid areas for kids to just run around and be kids. I watched out in Disneyland over in Mickey's Toontown, kids just playing on the grass and having a good time. They don't have that here at Disney World anymore. So seeing that is really hopeful that Disney is thinking about parents with kids.
Absolutely. And by the way, I've seen the comments. Lane, if you're interested in Dinoland, just stick around because we got lots of changes coming there in just a second. Let's move on to the second piece of concept art we got from Monstropolis. And there's lots of the interesting things in here. It's a different angle.
Point out what you pointed out, then I'll point out my guys.
All right. So first thing I noticed, well, number one, this is going to be like Zootopia. You know, the details in Zootopia and all of the little things. And you can see that here with the don't stalk and all of the different signs here. And by the way, there better be sushi restaurant in here somewhere, Greg. I'm just saying.
It better be. I want real sushi.
I also want this ice cream cone that this girl is holding in this concept art because this looks phenomenal.
Which one?
They both do. I'll take them both.
One looks like a Garbage Pail Kid. I am not eating a Garbage Pail Kid.
The cherry on top that does
it. It's Atom Bomb.
It's cool anyway you look at it. So what did you point out here?
Why is my man carrying a monster on the front baby carrier? He's not carrying a baby. Maybe the baby is inside the monster carrier. Merch. I hope the baby is merch.
I think that's merch. And
Sam, if that's merch, I'm buying one for you to carry.
Well, you know what? You'll try to get a Jar Jar Binks in there, but that's a whole nother story. I don't think we can cross those streams just yet.
Can't cross the streams yet.
All right. We got at the ride itself for some concept art of it.
The ride itself. We don't have much information about the ride, but you do have more concept art from inside D23 on a Sunday when they released information about it. They put up the show building and then what is going to be on the inside. It definitely is a hanging coaster. It is 2 people wide. It looks like 12 rows, so 24 people per ride. You can see the loading and unloading zone down at the bottom left, and then you're going through the whole ride. This is the epitome of family coaster. It's going to be a Velcom or a company like that. It's not going to be this big B&M looping coaster where only adults ride. This is going to be family coaster style.
I completely agree. What I loved when Josh Tomorrow was talking about this, Greg, he said, didn't we all want to experience that being grabbed and pulled up in the door into the chain, and that's what the experience will be like. I can't wait to see how Disney pulls that off.
It does look pretty massive.
It looks big. It looks really big. And in fact, there's a lot of speculation because Disney did not say where exactly this would be. There was speculation that could this be in the Muppets courtyard, or could this be where you and I speculated back where Launch Bay is today?
Back where Launch Bay. back where there's a possibility that, look, Rock and Roller Coaster spends a lot of downtime now. They're doing like 4 or 5 months downtime every year for the past 3 years. I don't give that much time to live if the Disney has to spend that much time to do it. Could you go Launch Bay all the way over into Rock and Roller Coaster and stuff?
Well,
yeah, you could.
That's what I wanted to, well, that's what I wanted to talk about, because I don't think it's going where Muppets are because it's not big enough. That's a big show building. And that Muppet, there's not a lot of room over there where Muppets is. And I think that if I'm Disney, somewhere somebody's got a 10-year plan. Right. By the way, we should have talked about this. The 10-year plan is blue sky. The 5-year plan is what they gave us. And all of this is going to happen. I think that in the 10-year plan, if Muppets ever were to go away, it's going to become an extension of Star Wars to link it down to Star Tours. So I think it's safe for now. I really think, like we showed last week, if you got the Rock and Roller Coaster at the top of this picture and the bottom of this picture is Toy Story Land, and you highlight the building that is Mermaid and One Man's Dream, because we know Little Mermaid is coming. Yeah, there's new stuff there, so that building isn't going to be touched. And we know the building where the Brown Derby is, which includes Playhouse Disney, is not going to be touched. There's a lot of room where Launch Bay is, and even back behind it, with administration buildings and parking garages and backstage areas. I really think that this is the area that will become Monstropolis.
Yeah, I think people need to calm down on the Muppets Land area. Look, Jim Henson name carries a lot of weight. I think Disney themselves love having a mention of Jim Henson inside of a Walt Disney park.
Here's the way I'm looking at it. You're going to take something that really is not pulling people in, which is an empty Launch Bay, and turning it into maybe the second, I don't know, the biggest thing for a while, because now you got your line of people that are going to Toy Story Land, that are going to Star Tours,
but on the same note, look, when was the last time you watched, and I think we watched it together last time you were down here, going into the Muppets and seen a full house?
It happens occasionally, but not that often.
Right.
So, but there's still people in there is the point.
Yeah. I agree with you. I think we're on the right track of where they're looking at. We do know that some of our media reps were located in that back office, but those offices have been changed up so much, and Disney will build new offices. Disney has a lot of space
somewhere, dude. I'm not worried about offices or parking garages. Disney will figure that out.
Plus, they have a great area over by Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser that they're not using.
They do. And by the way, we had speculated that we might hear something about the Star Cruiser, but we heard nothing.
Crickets.
Hello,
Michael.
Out of nowhere. This is going to be awesome. I can't wait to visit this. Do you have a date in front of you for when they were speculating?
Do I have a date in front of me? Of course I do not have the date.
No, that's okay. I just can't remember if this was 26 or 27.
No, they start in 2026.
They're starting in 26.
Yes.
So if Galaxy's Edge is any indication, it's going to be longer before we get there.
Yeah, it's going to open 2027. Look, it's not going to take that long. The longest time is going to be testing the new coaster, and we won't know how far into it. Now, as a blog, we like being able to take pictures of the construction as it goes on.
Oh, yeah.
It is going to be fully inside, and we will have no clue when and where and how things are going.
It'll be just like Guardians, right? They build a big building, and then you don't know what's going on inside it. That's what's going to happen.
But again, it is exciting to know that Monsters Inc. is coming over. Disney wants to bring in IPs like this, and they need to, especially with nothing for nothing. The kids who grow up watching Monsters Inc., watching Toy Story, are now the adults with the expendable money to bring their kids down to this.
Really? Yes. So, and I want to go to Monstropolis.
I do too. And I want to eat a Garbage Pail Kid ice cream.
This is
have a baby on my chest.
I love that they didn't say we're building this in 2 locations. It's just one. It's coming to Hollywood Studios. That's it. Great. And much like International, when we get to it later, they got a Lion King thing going over in Paris that nobody else is going to get. But I digress. Let's jump over to Animal Kingdom. Speaking of lions, how about that? Like my
whatever's lying around. Speaking of lions, Sam,
speaking of lions, and
new annual pass holder magnet came out today here at Walt Disney World over at Animal Kingdom. If you are looking for your new pass holder magnet, which does feature Timon and Pumbaa, Animal Kingdom has them started today.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Until when? Till they're out?
Until they run out in about 5 hours.
All right. Animal Kingdom, Dino Land. We speculated this. Big area, lots of things happening. And yes, indeed, we got confirmation that Animal Kingdom is getting, what do they call it? Tropical Americas?
Tropical Americas, my friend.
Yes, Tropical Americas. Hopefully we get there, Michael. We'll show some pictures of Lion King.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. So Tropical Americas, this is the concept art that they showed us. And I'd love to point out a couple of things here because they've solidified some things for us, which is awesome. Number one, we know that Indiana Jones is going to, of course, go into where Dinosaur is today.
Yep.
So that building exists. They're adding a brand new attraction for Encanto. We'll talk to that in a second. And they have a carousel that's part of this. Now, what I love about this particular piece of concept art is that you can make out two things that exist today that will be rethemed and redone.
Right.
One is Hester and Chester's. So the circle here that I'm going around, that is currently Hester and Chester's. It's the restroom set. It's that building. Those buildings will be rethemed and fit right into this. So,
yep.
Great.
And so if you look at where the new Casita Madrigal is going, that is where Primeval Whirl once was.
That's exactly right. We also have a restaurant and shopping facility here, which is in the same location as
Restaurantosaurus.
Restaurantosaurus. Thank you very much. Which also means that the carousel is basically where the playground is today. All of that is going away, getting changed. They're ready to rip this thing down. If we move forward here, this is the Casita from Encanto. That's the model that the Imagineers are using. I do have some.
Yeah, so basically Disney says drawers, floors, and doors. Let's go. The first ever Encanto-themed ride attraction coming to Animal Kingdom featuring the beloved magical family from Disney Studios, Encanto. So inside the Casita, Antonio has just received his special gift, the ability to communicate with animals, and his room is transformed into a rainforest. It's time to go explore alongside him. You never know what the family may bump into. So we do know construction is set to begin this fall. So this fall
is right now.
Ridden dinosaur in a while, or if you have not done Chester and Hester's, or if you've not done Triceratops Spin, you got to get over there now. I will be over there tomorrow recording the whole area. Get over there now because that area will be,
I'm wondering where Triceratops Spin will end up. It'll be somewhere.
I hope nowhere.
Either way, there was a model.
That I don't like it, but there's enough Dumbo rides around the kingdom.
No, I agree, but that's sometimes those things get recycled, even if it shows up in a different park.
Indiana Jones. So a new, and they are absolutely calling this a new indie experience. So they're not bringing over Disneyland's version. It will be new story, new theming here at Disney World. And
I got some pictures of that here in just a second.
From anything in the world. So in this new adventure, the man with the hat has recently discovered a perfectly preserved Mayan temple and can only mean one thing. It's time to explore it.
That's right. That's exactly right.
No snakes, man. No snakes.
Hold on one second, because this is the model that they premiered on Sunday. So when there's a model, you know things are happening. There was some additional concept art. This is entering the land. And kind of cool that this is the concept art, and I happen to have taken a picture of the model from the same angle. This is the model. Pretty cool. Yep. That's what this sucker is going to look like.
Love it.
Back to the Casita. Let's talk to that for a second, because a few things I noticed here.
Yeah.
One is in the model and in this concept art, the entrance to this attraction is on the left. So while you have the beautiful Casita up on the hill, you're not actually going to walk into it. Think Haunted Mansion. The mansion's up on the hill, but you don't walk in the front door. You sort of walk down around the corner. So that's kind of cool. That's what we're looking at here, Greg.
Yeah, look at that.
And
I'm down for more Indiana Jones. Harrison Ford is officially a Disney legend now. He
this
was
is
a
true.
legend no matter what. Disney didn't need to make him a legend for him to be a
No,
legend.
but he is officially, and I love that he was.
Love
That's
it. Love
amazing.
it. Yep.
Here's the final scene.
Yeah, there's the whole
concept art
magical
to the right.
family.
This is the magical family. This is the last scene. And they talked about the fact that I forget the youngster's name, but this is when he gets the ability to
Antonio.
speak to Antonio, who speaks to
Sam,
animals.
have you not watched Encanto?
I have indeed. It's just been a little while. Now, when I looked at this image, I thought, ooh, there's people. Are they on a boat? Or are they on a trackless ride system? What are they on exactly? And you tend to believe it's a boat.
That is a boat, my friend. This is a boat ride. In all aspects, this is absolutely a boat ride.
Cool. Love it. Got no problem with that whatsoever.
I mean, if you think about it, Sam, and let's try and break it down just a little bit. Let's use a little bit of our knowledge here. They're talking, you're going through a rainforest in the tropical Americas.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And it looks like your normal Pirates of the Caribbean. That is frozen boats. That is
it's all of them. Yeah, I agree.
It's the Three Caballeros.
Now, there is some interesting things that they did for pirates in Shanghai.
Yes.
Where it's a boat system, but they made it really interesting and how the boat. I hope that some of that technology.
Oh, look at that. Look at the new Tangled ride that just opened up in Fantasy Springs. Like, that is one of the greatest rides they've ever made. Look, even Peter Pan, a lot of people aren't talking about Peter Pan. It's not the greatest ride, but the technology inside of Peter Pan, the new Tangled water ride, like all of these rides, especially starting in Tokyo, going into Hong Kong, going into Shanghai, and making their way here. And everybody talks about those rides as they are some of the best rides Disney has ever created. So yeah, bring them. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you that I will have it 6 miles from my house.
That's beautiful for you, dude. That's for sure. Here is some additional concept art from the land. It looks like some stores in the background.
Yeah, I love it.
They also
wait, go back one. Go back one.
Oh, sorry.
No.
1 second. There we go.
That looks like now. It probably is just going to be an eatery or a quick service or something,
right?
But I would love a little dance area for shows where the family comes out like they do now in Epcot, and give me a song and dance of Encanto music.
You want Donald Duck's birthday bash?
Yes, Sam, that's what I said. That's exactly what I said. Thank you. I absolutely want Donald's birthday bash back.
I know what you're talking about, and I agree with you. That would be awesome to have some room. It would be great. All right. We also you had.
I'm so excited for this. This is what I was happy about. Let's do this.
Yes. You had a little detail on this, right?
I have a very little detail. So they have not said much about this, but what
they said was the characters would be based on Disney characters, and very much in the style of carved wood that you would find in tropical Americas in Central America. And there was one example on the show floor of one of the animals.
Right. So the animals are based off of Disney Story animals.
Yes.
Now, I don't think we're getting talking animals. I don't think we're going to get aristocrat cats. I don't think we're going to get anything. I think we're going to get like Doug maybe there. Kevin.
Bambi.
Think about
there is Kevin right there.
Yeah. What's not the wombat? The thing Antonio's beaver looking thing from what is it? All of a sudden I lost it. Holly, what is the animal that you mentioned earlier? I can't think of it. But anyway, Disney Story animals. I love carousels. It's a callback for me into my childhood. Disney has the oldest carousel in existence right now over at in America. It's the oldest ride, in Walt Disney World is the Prince Charming's carousel.
Yep.
I love seeing capybara. You can ride a capybara. Sam, I can ride a capybara.
That's
you know how much I want to in real life to ride a capybara.
What you're talking about, but that's awesome.
It looks like a giant rodent.
I got it. And by the way, Mr. Fulton, congratulations on the nomination for Special Olympics.
That is amazing. Good for you, sir. Congratulations. That's awesome.
It absolutely is. So there's Kevin. That's awesome. All right, let's move on. We have a couple of concept images of Indiana Jones. Did they give this a name, Greg?
Yeah, it's called Indiana Jones and the blah, 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 blah. No, they did not.
Exactly. The blah, blah, blah is the part that I wasn't sure of.
I heard recently that they put Monsters Inc. Land will be at where Muppet Vision is. We just discussed that a little bit,
I don't
and
know.
we
They
have
haven't
come to
officially
a
announced that
conclusion.
yet.
We don't think so. It's nothing is official. I
Nothing's
think
official.
some people want to put out rumors for clicks right now. Until something's official, we don't know.
And what I mentioned before, why would you take away something that has people going to it versus going in an area where there is nobody? You want net addition to the park. So I don't think so, but time will tell. This is Indiana Jones, the outside.
Yeah. Indiana Jones, it's truly a Maya temple. I said Mayan temple. That's not the proper terminology. The proper terminology is Maya temple.
I went to see one when I was on that cruise, by the way. Well, the ruins of one anyway. It wasn't there anymore. Here is
temple or the people. The people have been
the people were there. The people were definitely there, and they were proud.
Descendants of the people. Yeah.
There is Harrison Ford. Love it.
Yeah. Look at that. Like that just looks massive. And
that
hey, we're going to get the fire effects.
Yes, and that scene, by the way, is not in Disneyland's version of Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
I hope they update the cars. Dino Land and Indiana Jones both are a little rough on the knees, especially if you're a little bit taller. So hopefully they update the ride vehicles.
Yes. Here is that concept model again. And look, we know when there are models in place, this thing's going to happen. The one thing that stuck out to me here, Greg, is over on the left-hand side behind the casita. That is a huge show building. Huge.
Yeah,
huge.
Massive.
Like that's probably going to bump right up against or go behind Nemo. Somewhere right in there.
Now,
right?
Here's the trick I'm looking at. If you go just a little bit towards the center in the back, you see a lot of trees in that area. That is the walkway that used to be the exit, or you used to be able to meet Pluto, meet Chip and Dale,
up in here.
Daisy. So I'm wondering what they're going to be doing in that area, a little to your left. Yeah, that area.
I didn't mean to do that. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right in here somewhere.
Yep. So it'll be interesting. I'm very interested in that.
I may have better picture of it because I took a bunch. I just didn't have time to go through them all.
Awesome.
All right. Then also at Animal Kingdom, we finally got a name for the new Zootopia show that's moving into the Tree of Life.
Zootopia, Better Together. I got it.
Better Together
at the Tree of Life. It is replacing Bug's Life, which is fine. That's fine. So there are more exciting updates. In the newest show coming to the Tree of Life Theater, Judy Hopps, Nick Wilde, and all their friends from Disney's animation Zootopia. The new show, Zootopia Better Zoo Together, will take guests on an adventure through different biomes seen in the film. Now, if you go over to, is it Shanghai Disney, I think is where the Zootopia land opened up.
I think so.
It looks so impressive, and they have different areas and stuff.
Well, and that's why I hope
Tree of Life,
like that.
Man, I just hope they keep the ants crawling under your butt. Yeah. Didn't think we'd go there, did you?
I could definitely see that happening. You know what I noticed in this concept art are the drones on the top and the animals flying on the drones.
That's a good question. Do you think Indy Ride will get a Harrison Ford impersonator like the other one?
It's very possible.
No, I think they're going to bring Harrison Ford out specifically for that. They're going to make it a Harrison Ford animatronic.
Well, there is a Harrison Ford animatronic in Disneyland. Definitely. Yeah. And it looks great. So we'll have to wait and see on that.
Yeah, all right, I missed the guy who used to run through it.
Yes. Moving on over to Walt Disney World's Magic.
Here we go. Here's some controversy.
Lots of great stuff here. Let's start with the smaller things. Not that they're small, but they talked about the new Pirates Cantina Tavern.
Pirates of the Caribbean will get a new tavern, or sorry, lounge is what they're calling it. Okay. Tavern, if you want to say it. So, set course for the Magic Kingdom first. The rambunctious watering hole will offer a welcoming haven for all pirate kind, big and small, and everyone in between. Here, bandits and buccaneers to be from every corner of the seven seas are welcome to join together and raise a toast to the pirate life. In the newly released artwork, we can see that, you families are going to have a great time in there.
And you can indeed raise a toast.
And you can raise a toast, Sam.
Yes.
Which, listen, if nobody's talking about this yet, and people will get around to it. Everybody's slowly getting around to controversies.
Yep.
More adult beverages being served at the Magic Kingdom, this time at a tavern instead of a sit-down meal.
Yes.
There you go. I'm all for it.
Which is, well,
I'm an adult.
I say it's kind of like Olga's. They're still not going to let you get a beer and walk around Magic Kingdom with it. You're going to have to consume it inside.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's no big deal. I think that's great.
What? Disney will allow that in their parks? What park?
Not even find one of those. They were in the other ones, though. I do like that row of taps back there. It makes me wonder if it's Baseline Tap House or not. Anyway,
it's root beer.
I digress. Also at the Magic Kingdom, Greg,
Sarsaparilla.
Brand new nighttime spectacular.
Man, if there was one thing I wanted announced, it was a nighttime parade coming to the Magic Kingdom. And I did not want Main Street Electrical Parade back. I'm over that. Bring us something new. And Disney delivered. Josh D'Amaro delivered. So if you're meandering in the Magic Kingdom Park beginning in the summer of 2025, so only a few short months away, fans of the Main Street Electric Parade won't want to miss it.
Yeah.
The Blue Fairy will bring the magic of Disney characters from classic Disney animation studios to life, including Peter Pan, Encanto, and Frozen, and more. Can I just say, I love the Pinocchio story, whether it's the movie AI, whether it's Pinocchio itself, whether it's the books. The Blue Fairy has always been one of my favorite characters.
Absolutely.
To know that I am going to see the Blue Fairy on a float coming down Main Street, USA, here at the Magic Kingdom is going to hit me in all the feels, which is what Disney does, man.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And we did get concept art of the Encanto float. It's the only float that they shared with us, but this looks great.
Yeah, the candle and the sisters and Bruno is out there.
Don't talk about him.
Oh, we can talk about him now. The movie's over. This is post-movie. Okay. We're on to a sequel. And then with the butterflies, Dos Orguitos, I do believe it's called. No, that would be two butterflies.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So. Clearly, Holly, Greg loves the Blue Fairy. That's where his hair color comes from. I'm positive.
Let's go with that, Sam.
All right, let's continue on to Beyond Big Thunder in the area
let's go to Cars.
Speculated at and what we thought was coming, and we
what
got
the
announcement when Mater joined us. And tell us about Cars coming to the Magic Kingdom.
Can I just say the announcement for this was absolutely astounding.
It was cool.
When Mater showed up on the screen for Josh D'Amaro and started talking, I almost blew a gasket. And because if you remember, after Destination D23, the first thing I said was, we're getting Cars Land at Beyond Big Thunder Mountain. And Imagineer said one word that stuck out to me, and I went, that's Cars Land. Did I know it was going to be this scope? Did I think it was going to be this massive? Did I think that they were going to put it where they're going to put it? No. But I'm really happy to know that we're going to end up with two attractions here.
Yes.
It's going to be Picture Animation Studios' beloved Cars franchise is coming to a reimagined area of Frontierland. Two new attractions taking guests on a wilderness beyond Radiator Springs. We're going to get a thrilling off-road rally race and a family-friendly attraction even for the youngest racers will love. Construction, Sam, permits have already been filed and starts very early next year. And we already have the gravel being kind of dumped in the back. So this is coming, and Josh D'Amaro did say everything we talked about is going to come to fruition. This one's going to happen quicker than we think.
I think the construction will start faster than we think. There's a couple of things that I want to point out.
Yeah.
It's not a duplicate of California.
No.
That I love. This is a new concept. It's a road rally race. It looks similar in some context, but it's also different.
We have the attraction already here that is in California. It's called Test Track.
Yeah,
it's the same track layout. It's exact. I mean, 100% exact same track layout. So we don't need that again.
Yes, I agree. It's different, and that's kind of where I'm going.
Yes.
It's not a duplicate of something. It's something different. It's coming to Magic Kingdom. It's awesome.
So, Sam, I see Mater and I see Lightning McQueen sitting
Yes.
there.
Yes.
Are we going to get a meet and greet with Lightning McQueen and Mater like we got in DCA the other day?
I sure hope so. Look, this is an entire land. Now, they showed us a concept art for the one attraction, and they also mentioned that there would be a second attraction in this land.
It is
that
a
would be
kid
geared towards younger children. They said nothing about it because, look, they already brought Mater's Junkyard Jamboree to Florida in the form of aliens rolling saucers, so I don't think it's that same ride.
Are we getting Luigi?
I would love to get Luigi. You
Hey,
and I
it's
had
me. I'm a Luigi. Come around my car.
Luigi's.
You and I just rode Luigi's the other day and had a great time.
It's awesome. I love it. So maybe not. Something else is coming to this land. But when you call it a land, that tells me you're gonna get some.
It's not Radiator Springs. It is beyond Radiator Springs. So what's beyond Radiator Springs?
Yeah, what is it? I don't know.
California.
To see what they name it.
Man, I'm interested.
Right, California is Radiator Springs. It is straight from the movie. This is not. This is set as a road rally out through the frontier of America. Let's leave it at that for right now, because there's another thing coming too that they announced. Greg.
Wait, before we get there.
Yes.
I know a lot of people are a little. Oh, wait, where are we going? Are we going
to the second piece of Beyond?
Oh, yeah. Before we get there, you know what would have been nice is if they kept the Liberty Bell over there, the river, the wonderful boat that goes across rivers of America, and then just put eyes across it. Just theme it to the land.
Right. No, I get it. You see some of that rock work there. There's a lot of interesting things going to happen.
A lot of stuff. Yeah. I think that is going to look great with Big Thunder in the background. I think the images are going to look fabulous.
Oh, it's all going to tie together.
Like great. Cars Land out in California. You and I walked through it, and it's just impressive. Everything about it, from the neon lights to the butte in the background and the mountain range, and how it blends so well into that area. It is so well done, and I hope we get the fried chicken.
Yeah, I could see that happening for certain.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. So, in addition to Cars Land, the Magic Kingdom is also getting. You got it.
I'm
Villains. I'm not sure. Is it Villains Land? What is it? We got.
They said Villains Land. I have to say, Sam, when we were in the building when this was announced, Josh DeMar is going through his good nights. Thank you all so much for being here. And next thing you know, the screen goes green, and out of the mist comes Magic Mirror and says the eternal words of, "You promised a land full of villains and bad guys." And you could feel in that room, you could feel it move across the arena of people realizing what just happened. And it was one of the most surreal, magical Disney moments I've ever felt, where you physically felt a presence of, oh, they did it. They brought Villains Land to. Now, I will go back to an article I put up a few months ago, where I swore up and down that there was no way you will ever see a fifth park that is a villain's fifth park.
Right.
I said you will see a Villains Land. You will absolutely see that. I think that's absolutely on the horizon. Go back and give that a read on fantasylandnews.com. But man, when they drop this, I listened to my own video of them doing this, and I audibly gasped. You can hear me gasp on the video because of how awesome this was.
It is awesome. My challenge with it is they didn't give us much detail. They gave us a piece of concept art, and even in the Imagination Pavilion, when you see Villains Land, all they had were running clips of your classic Disney villains from their cartoons. It was Corella, it was Maleficent, it was Jafar, it was it was Scar, it was those standard villains that we all know and love, but no details.
There was one major one that they had in there, which was the Chernabog.
Yes.
Which I am. Look, in this picture, you can dissect a little bit. Look in the background. You can see the dragon, Maleficent's dragon. You see
Absolutely.
the castle way up in the air. Is the castle going to be like Beast Castle where you see in the distance? Are you going to be able to walk
Maybe,
through it? Is that
maybe.
going to be an attraction? You see down below, it could be Agrabah. It could not be. But
There's
Sam,
another
you have
castle
something
here.
even better to point out that
Is it the
even
restaurant?
I missed.
Which is right in the very middle, in the center. If you look at it, that looks like a roller coaster, dude.
That is a roller coaster underground.
It's very sort of zipping
Unless you're
by, so you
looking
can't
over the
see it.
mountain.
Yes, you can't really see it, but so yes, back in this piece of concept art, are we at the top of the hill? Are we about to go down the hill and become that blur on the bottom? Maybe. I don't know. I think it looks awesome.
Whatever it is, Sam, I cannot wait to do whatever this is. I am all about this. I am all in. Blew me away. I am so happy that this is going. And again, construction starts early 2025.
And this one we think is going to be back behind Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion becomes your gateway into this villain's land.
Yep. Work is already underway on the new land dedicated to Disney villains coming to Magic Kingdom. Complete. It's going to have 2 attractions, dining and shopping, where happily ever after might feel just a distant dream. It'll be a fearless new vision of what a Disney experience on a grand scale can be. This is the largest expansion that Disney World has ever done.
Which means larger than Galaxy's Edge. Is that both of these together? Cars and villains, or is that
no? They're talking villains was the largest expansion ever,
right.
just as a land.
I think expansion. I think Galaxy's Edge is one of the biggest they've ever done.
Right now, imagine bigger,
which is awesome. So when I look at this now, I think this castle may be one of your restaurants, which would be really, really cool. You have a roller coaster, some other attraction in here, and shopping. So awesome.
Yeah, that is definitely the dragon back there. There's some really nice things that you can see up in there. Again, 2 attractions.
By the way, I see lots of ravens. Is that the tie from the Haunted Mansion back there?
No. That is from that's Maleficent. That's from Sleeping Beauty.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go to one other piece of concept art that was not given to me by Disney. I'm not sure where it came from, but it's been circulating.
Disney Parks blog.
Disney Parks blog. Okay, so what we have here is a piece of concept art that shows Big Thunder Mountain in the distance.
Yep.
And what looks to be a row of stores that could be seen as current Frontierland.
That is current Frontierland.
Bears and others over here.
That's what you're looking at.
So in that context, you're basically saying these 2 lands, Cars Land, along with Villains, is going to take over the Rivers of America and Tom Sawyer Island.
Cars Land is taking that over. Villains will be on Big Thunder Mountain.
So when you look to, you say they're bringing the gravel in to start filling things in, they're going to need a lot of gravel to fill in that river. But
there's a lot of land for a lot of gravel pits back there, my friend. Like they literally have 3 giant, like probably 45 acres worth of land to fill in.
It's also interesting from an infrastructure point of view because that area of the Magic Kingdom is an area that does not have utilidors. So I'm wondering if, I don't know whether the utilidors exist in the Fantasyland, but if that's something that they would do to get that foundation out into these new areas as the bottom and then start building on top. Just something that popped in my mind.
That's an interesting idea. Look, and it's really important that people understand this because there's a lot of anger and frustration from nostalgic fans, but there's also a lot of hope from people who are younger who may not understand what Tom Sawyer is all about. I mean, look, when was the last time you saw a Tom Sawyer Island piece of merchandise in the park? Or a Liberty Bell piece of merchandise in the park? Like nobody's selling Tom Sawyer paintbrushes.
I'm also going to say that Tom Sawyer Island and the Liberty Bell, which are in Disneyland, are the attractions that Walt Saul developed. These are replicas and copies of those. And more and more, you're seeing Disney do unique things in these parks.
Yeah.
So it gives us Disney World fans another reason to go to Disneyland, because if you want to ride Mr. Toad's Wild Ride, which you and I did, Greg, or you want to ride Alice in Wonderland, or you want to ride Pinocchio's Daring Journey, you got to go to Disneyland to do it. Now, if you want to go to Tom Sawyer's Island, you're going to have to go to Disneyland.
Now, I agree with you that completely. Going over there is an important aspect of being a Disney fan. I will say one other thing is, and because I keep flip-flopping, is it's always nice to go over to the park right now. And even if I don't go to Tom Sawyer Island or I don't ride Liberty Bell, it's nice knowing that it's there.
Sure.
Like, and it's just one of those, it's a comfort blanket. It's a comfort thing.
I understand. Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I also realize I'm getting older, and the people who are coming in want to bring their kids, and their kids love Mater. They love Lightning McQueen. Kerchow.
Ka-chow. So how many more people is this going to attract to the Magic Kingdom? You're talking about 2 lands that are going to just consume thousands of people between them, where today you may have a few hundred people.
That's a great question. That's a great debate right there. So we know the Magic Kingdom holds roughly 100,000 people on the most packed days. July 4th, think of the most crowded it's ever been.
Right.
100,000 people.
Okay.
I think logically, you can put in another 50,000 people on top of that. I think
the size of villains is what they say, you may be able to get 15, 20, 25 in there. Yes.
So you're looking at to build these, what Disney World is building. And I watch this down here, and I see it on a daily basis. You can see the roads and the infrastructure being improved daily. You can see new paving going down. You can see new driveways. You can see new piping going in. You can see all this stuff in the residual area. I'm not talking just in the parks. I'm talking roads leading up to it. I think you're looking at now, what's Michigan Stadium hold, or what does Penn State hold? 130,
120,000.
I think you're looking at that. And I think when the first few years it's opened, Magic Kingdom is going to go back to the old way, pre-pandemic monster crowd sizes. And it's deserved. They are leading the world in this. And I know, and I'm not speaking negative. Universal's amazing. Epic is really amazing. It's going to be amazing when it opens. But Universal is always an and then park. I'm going to Disney World for 5 days, and then I'm going to hit Universal for 3, even with Epic Universe opening up. Just look at, and we'll talk business for 1 second. Just look at the latest gate receipts from both Disney parks and Universal parks, right? Comcast or Xfinity that owns all that for Universal. Their ticket sales have dropped 10.6% in the past fiscal year. Disney's only lost 2% of overall ticket sales, even though their profit is up. They're losing. Yeah, I think less people.
It's going to be interesting to watch. It'll be interesting to watch. That's for sure.
This is the answer to Epic Universe. This is what people wanted, and Disney gave it to us. Disney gave us everything that we wanted, and then some, and all of it is amazing. Like I can't think of anything that I didn't go, yep, that's needed. Yep, I want that. Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you, dude. And there's so much to talk about, and we've gone for almost an hour just on Walt Disney World. I wanted to touch briefly on Disneyland without getting into details, because we'll come back to this.
All right, let's go through this.
One of the this is amazing. Disneyland was, great moments with Mr. Lincoln is getting a refurbishment, but more importantly, they're getting a second show, and that show is going to feature Walt Disney.
Congratulations.
A Walt Disney animatronic.
I couldn't think of a better tribute.
This looks like the show, the TV show, Disneyland, that we all watch, that I watch, that we watch replays of Walt talking about the parks and what they're building. And he's in his office. You can see the rest of the Disney studios outside of his window. Just amazing.
Yes. So, Jay, not happy about it, but I'm going to give you a reason why we as fans should be happy about it. And it's simple as this. Walt Disney made an animatronic of his idol. His idol and the person he knew most about was Abraham Lincoln.
That's exactly
So
right.
his dedication to Abraham Lincoln was to create an animatronic for the 1964-65 World's Fair. I
Yes.
think it's only fair that Disney Disney Imagineers do the same thing for Walt. You're putting him into a pantheon of amazing people that we all look up to, and this is a goodnight kiss. This is a tribute to the
I
man who
can't wait to
started all
see it.
this.
I can't wait to see it. And as
Yep.
long as it holds true to things that he said, it's amazing. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be awesome.
Dude, he's going to be playing Fortnite with a remote control and he'd be like, "Come on, kids, I'm elite. Hacksaws."
Tiana's
Blippy
Bayou
blip.
Adventure is opening on November the 15th. It's also they've also rebranded Critter Country to Bayou Country.
Yeah, I
Which will
saw
now
that.
be-
It's now Bayou
Yeah.
Country.
So the entire area from New Orleans Square all the way through the redone Haunted Mansion queue, all the way past Haunted Mansion and around the corner to the Hungry Bear, which is now the Bayou Bear restaurant, will all be New Orleans themed
Dude.
and Bayou Country.
The Hungry Bear is now the Bayou Bear.
Yes.
I don't remember. Look, if anybody knows me, I love me some bears. And I mean
Hey,
that.
it's the Bayou Bear. They got black bears on the Bayou. From
I
what
need to
understand.
figure out how to get my butt over there and go hang out with more Bayou
What I want to.
bears.
What are they? What's Winnie the Pooh? He's just going to be hanging out on the Bayou now.
He's a bear.
Yeah,
He can hang out wherever he wants to hang out, man. Let's put the 100-acre wood next to Tiana's
Yes.
place.
Now we know there's not a lot of room at Disneyland, but apparently over DCA with this Disneyland Forward project,
There's not a lot of land either, but man,
There's
they
room for
found
an Avatar
land.
land.
They found land.
There's room for Avatar. Lots and
Oh.
lots of water for Avatar water.
The Way of Water and Fire and Ash. They're doing Avatar 2 and 3 are what these are going to be based on. And look, there's a giant boat ride coming to Avatar, and we don't know what else is going to be out there. It's the attractions look phenomenal. I think this is going to be another, just like we talked about earlier, Pirates of the Caribbean from Disney.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm seeing here, especially when I see an image like this where there really is no flume, there's no track. This is being controlled from underneath, and it's a combination of a boat with a trackless ride system, and they can do really cool things with it.
Yep.
And they talked about that in some of the breakout sessions and panels that were going on at D23. But
yeah, they certainly did,
this
man.
is coming. Got another one too, because we have an Encanto boat ride coming.
Coco,
I'm sorry.
Sam. You were horrible at this Encanto thing, my friend.
Encanto, Coco, they're not the same thing. I understand.
They are both amazing, though, and we both love them because we
This
were
is
in
true. Another boat
Disneyland
ride.
and Coco was out.
Wait, is this a DCA, Greg?
This is at DCA, yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't know where, but okay.
Pixar Pier area, maybe.
They
We
got to
don't
be
know.
going across the. They got to be
Yeah.
going across the road.
But I hope we get the. It looks like we're getting a little bit of the show. I don't know what else is going to come with this. Another boat ride.
Sure.
That's 3 boat rides.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what's not a boat ride is the extensions coming to Disney's Avengers campus at Disney's California.
Oh man! Now, Sam, where did I want to spend most of my time?
Avengers
when I was
campus.
in DCA.
That's where I found you.
Avengers
Anytime
campus.
that I didn't know where you were at Avengers campus.
And
Yeah.
I'm not a Marvel fan. Like, I'm a Marvel fan. I have Marvel burnout, but I still spent most of my time at Avengers campus because that area is brilliant. It is so well done. To know that we're not getting 1, but 2 full attractions coming it blew me away. I don't need to do Spider-Man. Look, my wrists hurt after doing
I did it once,
Spider-Man.
and I remember you telling me, "Yeah, go ahead and ride it. I'm going to stay right here and just look for characters because there's superheroes coming out, and as soon as one comes out, I'm gone." And that's
And
what
how
happened.
was your wrist after that ride, Sam?
It was sore. Yeah.
Yeah. But I got to meet Shuri from Black Panther. I got to meet Captain America. I got to hang out and talk with Loki. Who else did I see? I got to see Moon Knight, Spider-Man. Jane Foster was out. Like, it was just, and it was nonstop. It was character.
Yeah.
Giant pretzel character.
And a really weird big chicken sandwich.
And just a massive chicken sandwich.
This is true. This is absolutely true. All right. So this is Avengers Infinity Defense. This was part of. Do you have some details there? Because I don't know Marvel as well.
The only major details we have is their Iron Man. What is his name? Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
is reprising his role as Iron Man.
That's right.
For this attraction. So he will film brand new scenes. He will be part of it. It is one of those like car mechanic that builds cars. Think of Forbidden Journey over at Universal. One of those arm extenders. It's going to pick you up and move you around.
Well, that's a different one. That's a different one. That's not Infinity Defense. In fact,
then this one is the only thing I really know about this one was
Skylab is the other one.
Actually have this whole thing written out. Avengers Experience California. Superheroes expanding in Disney parks around the globe. Avengers Campus will get double in size. The addition Avengers Affinity Defense and Stark Flight Lab.
Yes.
And that's all they say.
So here's what I see in this image, and it goes back to what you were talking about.
Hulk
see the Hulk in this image and how he's touching the front of that car?
Yep.
Dude, that reminds me of Spider-Man at Universal and that ride system. Because there's a point where they reach out and touch it. And I'm like, wow, how close is this going to get to that? And if it's based on that type of a ride system, that can be really cool. Right? Maybe? What do you think?
Yes. I got you. I agree with you on that. Spider-Man here is everybody loves it. We know Thanos is going to be part of it. We know it's
Thanos
a multiverse
is the new
ride.
bad. He's the big bad.
Yeah. Again, it looks like a little bit more screen-like. They don't have a ton of space to put rides over there, but they do have enough for 2.
Yes. So this is one
and
of them.
You can't build giant showrooms and buildings.
And the second one is the Stark Flight Lab, and that's the one you were talking about a second ago, where they did also show an image of this testing with Bob Iger and Robert Downey Jr. on there doing this, which was really cool.
I agree.
Me of Some of All Thrills from Epcot, for those of you that remember that. But that's
right. And you mentioned that Some of All Thrills, where you used to be, and look over at. Disney Quest? You could build your own roller coaster.
No, this was at, it was in Communicore. It was in one of the two, not Communicore. What did they call them after they were Communicore? At Epcot in one of the sides. Anyway, I'm blanking.
I know what you're
but in that
about.
one, you would pick your ride, design your roller coaster, then ride it. In this one, what you're doing is training to be one of the superheroes. So it will take you through the training that Spider-Man does, or the training that Hawkeye does, or
what I love about this is you could see where the track load and unload is, and then you see the arms
pick you up
out of that.
Yeah,
so
really cool.
I'm interested to see if it's on a track, how it operates, how it works. 2 people per cart. It looks like.
2 people per car, and it looks like that car's coming along, and that arm's going to pick you up and take you up in the air and then set you down.
Good luck. Yep.
All right. That's California Adventure. Now, I'm going to do this rapid fire right now because we got 2 minutes left.
And
Shanghai's getting what looks to be one of the coolest Spider-Man roller coasters I've ever seen.
Spider-Man.
Super cool. Look at that thing. It's awesome. Paris is getting a Frozen Land.
Yep.
They're getting a new nighttime Moana Lagoon show.
Yep,
they're getting a new nighttime
Animal Kingdom
fireworks show, which, by the way, look at this concept art. Not only is it the castle projections, but you have drones up above that, which is super cool. They're also getting a Lion King land.
Yeah. How cool is that?
That is super cool. Now, it looks a bit like Splash Mountain, but still, that's pretty damn cool.
With how well you did Tiana's Bayou Adventure, sure, you can adapt that for any place in the world and call it whatever you want. And
look,
Lion
Pride
King
Rock is in a park. Why is Pride Rock not in Animal Kingdom, dude?
It will be.
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, we still have D23 Brazil coming up.
This is true, dude. Oh my gosh, have we talked about a lot? I mean.
I think next week, my friend, we have panels to discuss because talking about nighttime shows, I did a great nighttime spectacular panel.
Yes.
We were both in probably, and I will say one of the greatest panels I've ever seen at any D23 was the tribute to Richard Sherman. I would love to discuss that because Haley Mills coming out and John Stamos and Bob Iger himself presenting this. You knew the moment
Leonard
he walked on stage.
Leonard Maltin.
Yeah. Who had Kevin Feige singing Let's Go Fly a Kite on their D23 bingo card? Not me.
I did not. And by the way, you keep mentioning that. We are absolutely positively doing real bingo cards next year because it's going to be fun. And I think I'm going to let everybody fill your own out and submit them, and we're going to have some kind of contest around that.
Yeah.
But
So anyway, we appreciate it. Sam and I had a great time out in California. Individually, you will see articles coming out on Fantasyland News, on Sam's Disney Diary. You can catch Sam at Sam's Disney Diary, Sam's Disney Daily on Instagram, and of course, YouTube at Sam's Disney Diary. Great videos. Go back into his archive. Sam's got one of the most extensive lineups you will ever see on YouTube featuring Disney. You can get me a Fantasyland News blog on Instagram, Fantasyland News on YouTube. And I'm going to say, end of line.
Getting bigger over there on YouTube, Greg. That's awesome. And Congaloosh, we'll see you next week, same time, Wednesday night, 9 o'clock, with so much more to talk about. We don't even know where to start.